What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to Sharf Sports Media. And football season just started last night as the Buffalo Bills took the first game of the NFL season against the Los Angeles Rams in kind of dominating fashion. But that means my New York Football Giants, they are starting their season on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. And I cannot be more excited. My emotions for Sunday are I'm giggling, I'm jolting, I'm just shaking because I am so excited for this season to get underway. And I've talked about it before, my expectations for the Giants season coming in. It's kind of all over the place, but I wanted to preview here what I'm looking for the Giants in this game at Tennessee and kind of give a recap of kind of like what's been happening with the Giants, because with that little break that I kind of needed to get settled into school, I missed a bunch of stuff that happened that were important with the Giants, with training camp and preseason games that I wanted to talk about. I just didn't really have the time because I was still trying to make my schedule and kind of how to fit these videos that I want to make and needed to make. So we're just going to get right into it. The Giants, they're going to play Tennessee. Tennessee is kind of, I wouldn't consider them a top team in the AFC, but they're kind of like that tier 2. They have playoff aspirations, I will say. I don't think they're the favorite to win the South. I think that would be the Colts. But they are considered a strong team. They got a solid defense, although their best pass rusher, Harold Landry, did tear his ACL, so he's out for the year, which is a huge thing for the Giants coming into this week as they're losing their best pass rusher. But they're going to be known for their defense a bit and their ground and pound game, obviously with King Henry leading that team, back healthy. This is a team that I don't expect the Giants to win this game. I'm not going in saying if we don't win, I'm disappointed. What my expectations are going into this game is it's got to be a good game throughout the game. I want it to be a close game. I want it to be a battle, and I want to see Daniel Jones I want to see how he's taken to the next level, how he's making that step. I want to see progress from players. So going into the rest of the season, I have hope. That's what I want to see. Progress. And now you could say that's what the preseason is for. That's what training camp is for. But no. In my opinion, I want to see progress in actual meaningful games where I see Saquon Barkley go for maybe 100 yards this game. Daniel Jones, those no picks, goes for 300 yards. The defense, I'm not saying they need to stop Derrick Henry because that's impossible. The dude is an absolute monster, but at least don't let him overrun our team. Contain him a bit. Force Ryan Tannehill to make plays because I don't think Ryan Tannehill is any good. I've never been a Ryan Tannehill believer. I don't think you can be successful in the postseason or really attain farther success than the Titans have with Ryan Tannehill. I think they've reached their peak with him, and I think it's going to be downhill from there with him as the quarterback. I think this is a very talented team, though. Great defense. You got their secondary is pretty solid. Bud Dupree they got last year. Hopefully for them he continues to bounce back. Jeffrey Simmons, DeMarcus Walker. Like I said, they lost Harold Landry. But this is a good defense, and this is a good first test for Daniel Jones and this offense. I think some of the biggest things on offense, like I said, Saquon, Daniel Jones. How does this offensive line, now they don't have their best pass rusher. I'm expecting a lot more from this offensive line. If Harold Landry was still there, maybe I wouldn't expect as much, but I don't want to see too much pressure. I want to see Daniel Jones have a clean pocket for most of this game. That's what I expect. I expect to step up from this O-line that has some solid veteran presence with two supposed to be elite tackles on both ends with Thomas and with Neal, both top 10 picks in their respective drafts. Then on the outside, like I said, Barkley, I need to see him start to step up. We talked about Daniel Jones just a couple seconds ago. And the wide receiver, I want to see stay healthy. Stay healthy. Shepard, Tony, stay healthy. And then Galladay, can you put some of this stuff to rest on the preseason? I mean, I don't know what to think anymore with this guy, Kenny Galladay. Looked like one of the worst players in preseason in all of the NFL. Doesn't block in the preseason. His effort, like, I just don't know if it's just a preseason or if this is what this guy's going to give you, but it's terrible. It really is. So I'm hoping he shuts some haters up and proves like, hey, listen, I'm still one of the best receivers in the league. That was just preseason. Let's go. Let's turn it up a notch. Let's go. Kick it into gear. So that's what I'm hoping for, but you got to see more, especially from Kenny Galladay in the preseason. I understand you got a spot. You're making your dough. It doesn't mean as much. You're just kind of going through the motions. But you got to give a little effort. Show the younger guys. Show the rest. You're kind of a lead. You're supposed to be a leader on this team. You don't need to go balls to the walls 170%. But give a little effort. Go block for this guy trying to make a team or something like that. So I don't know what to think of Kenny Galladay coming into this game, but hopefully he just shuts the haters up as he really needs to get going. Otherwise, things could turn very sour for Kenny Galladay here in New York. On the defensive side, it's kind of different. It looks like we're going to be without our two best pass rushers, unfortunately, with Kayvon Thibodeau and Ozejo Ojulari both being doubtful for this week. And then, obviously, you cut our former starting linebacker, Blake Martinez. And, I loved Blake. I thought Blake Martinez fit a scheme and a role very well. Not a great coverage linebacker, is a downhill guy that's going to go make tackles. Not the best blitzer, but he's a downhill tackle machine, a run-stopping machine. And for Wink Martindale's system, I just don't know if that was going to fit, if that's what they thought, or it was a money thing. But is it? I would have loved to keep him, but you're going to give some guy. I don't think you're going for the Super Bowl this year. I think Joe Schoen knows that. I think Brian Daboll knows. I think they know this isn't a year that you're going to be competing for the Super Bowl. So why they probably weren't going to keep Martinez. He's not the greatest fit for Wink's system. So let some of these young guys get a chance at making a name for themselves, like Austin Cilantro. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but he's listed as the starter right now. But I think it should be Micah McFadden, the former Indiana Hoosier linebacker, who's very similar to Blake Martinez, but what he does exceptionally well that Blake Martinez doesn't do is he blitzes exceptionally well. And that really fits into Wink Martindale's scheme, is he can use him as a linebacker to blitz through those gaps that like Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams take with the double teams, and he can find those gaps and get to the quarterback because he's a little small, quick, and tenacious kind of player. And I think with the preseason he had, was one of the best players on the Giants in the preseason. I think he's going to end up being the starter, and he can definitely make a decent impact on this Giants team, which I could not be more happy about being at Indiana right now. Fantastic. So I hope to see him start to have a huge impact. But just get a little. If you're going to miss Thibodeau and Ojulari, it's going to be tough to get some pressure, but hopefully Wink can find some ways. But I'm just more worried about controlling the run with Leonard Williams, with Dexter Lawrence. Control the run game. Force Ryan Tannehill to beat you. Listen, Derrick Henry's going to get some yards. He's going to break some plays. He's going to get what he's due. I believe he's probably, if he's healthy, the best running back in the league. And people can point to Jonathan Taylor, and I would not disagree with you. I just think when Derrick Henry is healthy and he's out there bulldozing people, just going over people like it's a gorilla against a human, dude. It's no chance with him. He's the best running back in the league. So you're not gonna stop him completely. Just kind of force Ryan Tannehill to beat you. And I want to see who steps up in the secondary. I want to see who steps up next to Adoree Jackson. Is it going to be Aaron Robinson? Is it going to be Darnay Holmes, who I think is more of the slot cornerback? Who is going to step up next to Adoree Jackson? Is it Cordell Flott, who I don't think it will be. He's just too skinny. We'll see. I am very curious to see who takes that spot. I like our safeties. Julian Love gets the captain. I like him. Xavier McKinney, I think, will end up being a top 10 safety at the end of the year. I love what McKinney brings. So I'm looking forward to this week, in the next couple days. Again, I'm I'm not expecting us to win this game. I'm not saying you have to go win this game, but make it a game. I want to, in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left, I want to be on the edge of my seat, cursing up a storm, ripping some Giants, just yelling at the TV because I am so invested because it is such a good game and I am on my toes. I can't, my blood is boiling because I'm so invested in this game. I don't want us to be down 15, 20 points going into the fourth quarter, and I don't give a crap anymore because this team is getting blown out. I want this to be a game. Show some heart, show some life, show what this team's going to be about. And that's really what I'm looking forward to in this game. And like I said, let's from the offensive side, needs to see some progress with Jones and Barkley. Wide receiver room, stay healthy, please. No injuries. And Kenny Galladay, come on, man. O-line, I want a clean pocket this game. I want a clean pocket. On the defensive end, let's see what Wink does with his two best pass rushers out. I'm curious to see him and who steps up in Blake Martinez's spot and who steps up in the second corner spot. Those are, I know that's a lot of things I'm looking for, but you're not just going to look at one thing. You got to look at the big picture as a whole. And on probably the two biggest ones are Daniel Jones, obviously, and that second cornerback spot. But I'm curious on the other ones. I think those are all big storylines going into this game that we can definitely look before the game you're looking out for. But I'm so excited for Sunday. I know you guys are too. Let me know how excited you guys are in the comments down below. My Twitter will be in the description. You can let me know there. Let me know what you think of the Giants coming into the season. Let me know what you thought of the Bills-Rams game last night, because damn, Josh Allen looked good. Damn, Josh Allen looked good. And Cooper Kupp still is going to do Cooper Kupp type things. So let me know all that in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the other side.